Sam has quit. Just kidding. I'm here with an album review. Holy shit. Weekly Metal Reviews is doing album reviews. It seems like lately all we've done is concert reviews, some other bullshit, and track reviews. But we're here with a shitload of album reviews. And I'm going to be talking about Holy Grail's Ride the Void. I almost can't put into words how great this album is. I never really listened to Holy Grail until I saw them open up for Anthrax, and I was like, wow, this shit's blown. And it's just, they are such an incredible band. And then I went out, you know, I haven't had the time much recently, but I just bought both of their albums. And, you know, if you go to FYE, maybe it's just mine, but this was like $7, so I suggest you buy it. Anyways, this band is absolutely incredible. This band has so many riffs. It's like riffs on riffs on riffs. It's like a riff sandwich. This band eats, sleeps, and shits riffs. It's incredible. And it's not like these riffs are like, they're power metal riffs. They are metal riffs. They're those classic metal, you know, Iron Maiden, thrash, Metallica, Megadeth, Judas Priest type riffs. They're old school riffs with a twist on it. You know, this bands. I'm gonna start with the guitar playing, because guitar playing blows my mind. As a guitar player, this band makes me want to give up. The two guitars are absolutely mind-blowing. They seriously blow my mind whenever I listen to this. You take a Dark Passenger that just starts off with one of the chunkiest, meatiest riffs that you... So many of these riffs you just want to air guitar to. I wish, you know, I just walk around, I'm headbanging, and I'm fucking, you know, jamming this. I was sitting at school waiting for my class to start. I was just sitting out in my car listening to music, and I had this blasting. And I was sitting there like fucking headbanging. Everybody probably thinks I'm retarded, but you can't help it when you listen to this album. The riffs are insane. You know, like I said, they're kind of old school, but, you know, I was showing these fellows to the left of the camera you know, the song Dark Passenger. And Sam brought up that they have a absolutely hot and crisp guitar tone, and they absolutely do. This is one of the greatest guitar tones I've ever heard. It has so much balls to it, and it's so clean at the same time. I almost don't know how they did it. It is really, really good. And it just, this guitar tone just makes me that much more into the album, because it's just, it is literally perfect. When it comes to the soloing is absolutely incredible as well. I mean, this band, you know, they write some really good riffs, but their solos is kind of almost where it's at. The only thing I have about these solos is they kind of use the harmonized solo as a little bit of overkill. They kind of do it a little too often to me, for my liking. I'm all for harmonized solos. I think they sound great, but the whole fucking thing doesn't need to be harmonized. You know, harmonize certain parts, or maybe have just one or two songs where the whole solo is harmonized or something. You know, it really adds to the live performance. It's pretty cool, but when you have song after song after song of an entirely harmonized solo, it kind of takes away from that, you know, awesomeness of the solo. I'm not saying that solo isn't awesome. I guess I'm at a lack of words. Like, sometimes when you hear a solo, take Iron Maiden's The Trooper. Just one of the best solos ever. You just want to air guitar to that, and it's just like, it's so powerful, and it's just one guitar. And there's a lot of solos, but then when it comes to Holy Grail, I find the solos where it's just one guitar player or one guitar track to be the ones that stand out to me the most, because it's not just overkill with all this harmonized stuff. I mean, it is cool. I mean, I hope I'm making sense. But that's almost the only point that I don't like about the guitar playing. It's very minor as well. I want to stress that. I mean, it's not like that completely kills their guitar playing. I'm floored by how great a guitarist these guys are. Some of my favorite riffs are in the song Crosswinds, Ride the Void, which starts off with a very eerie acoustic guitar. And just, some of them are just so, you know, incredible. Like, they can have something so simple, such as in the song Ride the Void when, you know, the kind of the pre-chorus comes in and they say, you know, if I could slow down the river, and, you know, it's just some very simple tremolo picking, something like that. Or they have a, oh shit, what's the song? I believe it is a Bleeding Stone that has one of the most twisted fucking riffs I've ever heard in all of thrash and power metal. It's ridiculous. This band is great in their guitar playing. The drumming is top notch as well. That's something that really stuck out to me. Not usually does a power metal band's drums really stick out to me right away, but this band just, it was like, wow. I mean, these drums are so perfect. And, you know, like I was saying how the guitar sounds perfect, so do the drums. The sound just sounds big. It sounds like it should. It is perfectly mixed. And it just has so much balls to it throughout the entire thing. I mean, there's not one thing that's overpowering the other, or one thing that just lacks or something. You know, the guitar sounds thick, the drums sound powerful, and the vocals sound very meaty. And speaking of the vocals, this guy has one of the most ridiculous voices I've ever heard in power metal. It was so unique. For a band so young, and he has so much talent, I can't even fathom how this guy is going to grow. It is really, really incredible. You know, and he can go from something very low to something very high. You know, when you think of Rob Halford, you think of his crazy, you know, high-pitched notes that he just holds forever, or Bruce Dickinson or something. This guy has it, and he's so young, too. And he can do these really great harmonies. I thought the intro was very Arceus, whatever, however it's said. The intro really showcases his abilities as a vocalist. And his vocals just fit so perfectly, such as in Dark Passenger, when it gets to the chorus and he says, I gotta find the way, and all that stuff. You know, the pitch that he's saying and all that stuff. It's so perfect. You know, you can tell that they really sat down and wrote these songs because they flow so naturally. There's nothing that feels forced. There's nothing that just seems weird or out of place or something that doesn't work. It really grips you in and gives you those feels the entire way through. Getting back to the vocals, there's also some scream vocals that I thought they were only used very, you know, sparingly throughout the whole thing, and I thought they were used so perfectly. Like I said, I mean, this band uses what vocals where there should be vocals. And you know, it's incredible. I thought the scream vocals sound cool too, and it such as the song Crosswinds, you know, where it gets just kind of like really fucking insane, and I don't know. It just seems that the guitars fit so well with the vocals, and all that fits absolutely perfectly with the drums. I mean, they really created songs here, and not just, you know, some bullshit. They wrote songs that you will love. I've had this band stuck in my head forever, and I highly recommend this. If you're into, you know, even more of the, if you're one of those more, you know, traditional metal heads that likes, you know, the old school thrash, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Saxon, all those type of bands, you will dig the living shit out of this band. I know I do. I absolutely adore this band. I hope for nothing but great things ahead for this band. I know they've toured with very huge bands such as Anthrax, Helvetii, Blind Guardian on the, you know, once every 5-6 years that they come over here. You know, that's a pretty big deal there. That's all I have to say. I'm going to give this album a 9.5 out of 10. This is seriously some good shit. Holy Grails, Ride the Void. Bye.